You guys ready? You ready to go? You ready to lie? I mean, you ready to go up there? All right, let's go. Yes, I am your next president, your next champion. We're not all going to succumb to that dictator. I am here at the podium, at the stand, to answer any and all of your questions. I am an open book. You can ask me anything. Yes, you were there in the ridiculous hat.
Yes, Mr. Gigi, is it true that you made the script for this episode almost 2 months ago and are just getting to it now?
No further questions. Oh, say it isn't so, my fellow and future outlaws. This is your in-ring rundown, and I am the NAKAK-double-G. It's Tag Team Appreciation Night here today on AEW's Dynamite, an episode that's guaranteed to show off the love and passion for tag teams, new and old, as well as have a card that's now 80% filled with tag team matches instead of your normal 72%. This week on Cena and Morty, AEW's Dynamite comes to us from Jacksonville, the Performance Center, of course, where some of the locals inside the worst state in terms of COVID right now have finally joined in the stands for this event. Wow, that's a lot of trust in the Florida public. Probably should just pack it up right now, shouldn't you? The first match of the night comes to us right away with the Yuck Bucks versus the Dark Order, who knew well enough to sneak attack them before the match even began. Anyone else amused by the addition and color of that carpet? No? No one? Why do we even fucking bother?
So 2 men that are booked in the match didn't break a sweat in that melee.
JR, I understand you may not be in the know, but it's melee or melee. You don't get to choose both. This tag team match takes off quickly as the Young Bucks do their best to defend against the Dark Order combination of Stu, don't call him Dick Grayson. Yes, I heard you say that 2 weeks in a row, Jim Ross. And Evil Uno, who I can only assume is Bane's former understudy who just didn't know what to do after his master went to jail. The Dark Order dominate much of this match, ripping apart the eyes of these young fauna, with vicious eye gouges and Stu's ability to do flippy shit that confuses the Young Bucks because it didn't involve a super kick. Nick Jackson finally gets the hot tag, allowing the Young Bucks to almost pick up the win with a double team moonsault combination that I hate to admit I didn't hate. To retaliate, the Dark Order decide that the best course of action is to take Matt out like the trash, blocking his way to the entrance immediately after. You know, ensuring that the rest of this match will be very difficult for them. Yes, this late game strategy will definitely have a significant impact on the outcome of this match. Yes, very difficult and significant indeed, as about 30 seconds later Nick Jackson just sneaks in a roll up and wins the match anyways. A sneaky victory, but just hate the Young Bucks. We're then treated to a backstage sneak peek of our next Kind of Orange Kind of Orange champion, MJF. He shows us all the new skills I taught him anytime he was having trouble in the lunch line at school.
Stay out of my shot.
MJF immediately comes out to the ringside area and shakes the hands of the commentators. That's a bad move. He then scolds Nina for not smiling correctly. That's a bad move. Moxley has a negative 1,000% chance of winning at All Out in their upcoming match. That's a bad spot to be in. MJF gets very tired and lays in the middle of the ring, calling Moxley out to come spoon with him, to which Johnny Boy replies by hitting his music a few moments later. Startled by this, MJF demands that all his lackeys go out and hunt him down early. Go out to the Voms. The Voms, he says. Go out to the Voms, which is somehow a term I've never heard in 30 years of watching wrestling. The hell is the Voms? In a true paradigm shift, Moxley comes out using the normal entranceway because he really wanted to check out that sweet shag carpeting on his way to planting MJF's head into the canvas.
Wow! Damn it! You outsmarted MJF! Came from the back here!
He literally just came out of the normal entrance. That's it. We head backstage where the one and only Matt Hardy is being interviewed by the one and only Alex Something. After the careless chair shot to his face by Sammy Guevara that definitely couldn't have removed an eye or two with a leg. Mysterio be damned.
Matt, what are you doing? Come on, Matt, it's the wrong guy. Come on, it's a referee.
That's Mike Posey.
Not a single house of concern, I see. I love it. Michael from Vsauce has given Scorpio Sky a new entrance idea, busting down the door on his way to the ring for his match against Cody, and his shiny new TNT Championship belt that I'm pretty sure you just can't make red without looking like a giant Twizzler. And trust me, I know a thing or two about Twizzlers.
He's a hell of a competitor. I know him a long time, but what's your point? My point, I'll get there, Jay. I'll give you a second. My point is, well, here's the tail of the tape. I'll tell you later. See there, folks. See what we're working with here?
Jim Ross, he'll interrupt you and then make fun of you for not having a comeback. As you would expect, these two world-class athletes go on to put on a match that I honestly can't really make too much fun of. A match so good that Jim Ross only has this to say in response.
Who the hell kicks out of the crossroads?
Oh, I don't know. Just about fucking everyone. Near the end of the match, both men do mid-air movements that make me wonder if they both paid off God to defy gravity for a few seconds. Right before Scorpio Sky makes the mistake of going off the rope for a second cutter without any real grace or setup. Getting caught in the crossroads of chaos, Cody miraculously only has to hit 2 finishers this time to defend his TNT Championship.
You got an entourage that's growing seemingly by the week.
I'm pretty sure that's just the same family and friends as usual. After the match, Brody Lee appears to challenge Cody for the TNT Championship on the next AEW Dynamite, and then he promptly says, "Grrr," and then he leaves. It's Tag Team Championship championship match time on Tag Team Appreciation Night between the tag team of the Takuro brothers and the tag team of Yusuke and Kuwabara.
Hi, Mom. It only took 65 million years, but they're finally giving a dinosaur a title shot.
Don't feel too bad, Damien Sandow is still waiting. And if you count that Money in the Bank attempt, then go fuck yourself. Elder Taguro gets involved early, pissing off the Omega, who's having none of it tonight. This distraction is just enough for Lucha and Jungle Boy to do a double team move where I'm pretty sure Jungle Boy just gives himself a rock bottom.
In this matchup.
I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks that, right? We come back from commercial where Luchasaurus finally gets the hot tag, beginning to shift the tides of this championship match. A big boot here, a choke slam there, an excited Marco stunt over there. So excited that he and Kenny Omega do their best representation of when a good YouTuber meets a troll from the comment section in real life.
Jungle Boy Jack. Oh, God.
Lucha throws Marco out like the trash onto Kenny, causing him to crash into the gate on the outside of the ring. This nearly allows him to pick up the victory with a Jurassic elbow and the Jurassic knee double team combination. But as per usual, Kenny appears for the third time in a row in a championship match off camera to save it. Kind of followed by a kind of slow, kind of sloppy moment where he just throws Jungle Boy back in the ring and they just do the V-trigger buckshot lariat combination and then it just ends with no real setup. I feel like that happens more than it should. I feel like maybe I'm just a bitch. Hey there folks, it's time for a clip of Proud and Powerful, here to show off their recent training with my mother on a proper way to clean literally anything in the house.
Making your gear look a little bit better, that's all, that's all.
I'm not even kidding, I'm pretty much immune to bleach and chlorine. It's Tag Team Appreciation Night folks, so let's gather up all the tag teams we can find and tag team this promo in the middle of the ring together. Too much? After some bad social distancing practices, some comments on how good everyone is or was, Tully grabs the mic and is instantly upset. He claims that none of these tag teams are the best. The ones who hold the gold are the ones who are the best. This causes a ruckus that leads to an impromptu matchup between Dax and the Ring.
Timbers are
The Ring emphatically wins. Wait, never mind, I'm wrong. FTR are actually fine and they beat up these 60-year-old men to prove how tough they are. Damian G appears in front of the camera before the start of the next match, holding up his cue cards in an attempt to sell his famous juice bag hair gel product. So naturally, when we return from commercial, he's just completely gone. So here's Cheetah versus the living embodiment of a stick of gum from the early 90s. Heather Monroe, a person who assuredly isn't a Twilight Marilyn Monroe with a body type that I don't quite understand, puts on a nice showing for about 2 minutes against the current AEW Women's Champion Cheetah. Yes, 2 whole minutes of excitement before Cheetah decides to just end the match by submission with a stretch muffler. What the fuck? We head backstage where Lance Archer and Jake the Snake reveal Donald Trump's new campaign slogan for the upcoming 2020 election.
Can you read it?
It's the main event of the evening, ladies and gents, the match you've been waiting for, a match over a critical amount of money. A match over the oranging of a certain precious jacket. Yeah, oranging. That's a word. If Cassidy loses, he must pay the $7,000 to replace the jacket that he ruined, which is clearly an amount of money that anyone in the wrestling industry would never be able to pay on a daily basis. True Orge fashion, Cassidy jumps off the top rope with his hands in his pocket, crashing down on the Jericho below, following it up with a flurry of punches like Luigi's running move. Unfortunately though, just like the coding in the game, his DNA did not give him the final hitbox of the move, leaving him open to a wicked elbow by Jericho followed by a springboard dropkick. Managing to recover, Cassidy goes for a crossbody off the top rope as Taz seems to get very confused about where they are right now.
crossbody at the top. He's gonna get him!
After a kick out of the code breaker, Jericho's frustration has reached its breaking point, grabbing his best buddy Floyd to end the match once and for all. But newly signed Ancient Ref Mike Chioda is not having it, reprimanding Jericho by taking the bat back, claiming that he doesn't care if he's using Peach, this match will be no items. All of a sudden, Orange Cassidy lands the best fucking Superman punch that I've ever seen in my life, activating the inner circle upon connection, distracting the ref just long enough for Hager to land a devastating slam onto the mat, and seemingly ending any chance that the Orange One had today. But unbelievably, not only does Cassidy evade the attempted Judas effect by Jericho, but he does the unthinkable by being only the second person ever to successfully set up the mousetrap game board. A pin combination so weird and slow and methodical that Jericho does not know how to react to it, being defeated by a man who probably wears his sunglasses at night. AEW commentator Taz is completely shocked by what he's seen, as he's never been able to set up the game board himself. I think we have some footage.
He's got himself a mousetrap there! He's got a mousetrap!
Well, that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching. Sorry about the time delay between episodes, but now I'm all moved in and situated. The business is running strong, and I'm ready to rock these out at least once a week. I promise. I swear that it's gonna happen. So, if you aren't, hit that sub, hit that like, and leave a comment telling me to hurry the fuck up. Tune in next time where I cover SummerSlam. The script might be old. And of course, a shout out to all my patrons. Is anyone out there? It's been like 8 months. Is anyone out there? This has been the Man for Earth, all the girth, ladies and gentlemen. Be the character you know you're worth. See ya. Lucha throws Marco out through the... So excited that he and Kenny Omega do their best representation of when a good tuber, but newly signed Ancient Ref, Jim Ross, Really? We're then treated to a backstage sneak peek of our next Kind of Orange president. Kind of Orange MJF. Kind of Orange champion. Kitty!